A wonderful show. There's an echo in here. It is a wonderful show, and guess what? We have some kids from West Hartford who are putting together a stage production of It's a Wonderful Life, just in time for the holidays. The youngest kid of all here, Sean. I take it you are directing the show, is that right?
Co-directing with my wife Margie, who took break a leg literally, so she's not here this morning.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, and by the way, Julia, Tommy, and Howard, you're with us as well. I'll help you help me with your last names because I don't remember the Sean
It's
Marr?
Sean Marr, and it's West Haven High School.
I'm sorry.
That's
What
okay.
did I say? West
That's
Hartford?
okay. I just don't want people going to the wrong high school.
Excuse me. I got up too early this
That's
morning.
okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's Sean Marr.
Sean Marr. Okay, Julia.
Julia Rossi.
All right.
Thomas Nelson.
Thomas Nelson.
Howard Powell.
All right. Thank you guys for coming in. So tell us about your production of this. How long have you been working on it?
Well, we've been working total about 6 weeks. They're a part of a cast of, I believe it's 23, and these are 3 of the players that are in the cast. We've been working in evening rehearsals at West Haven High School, and they're really trying to depict an old-time radio show with this. It takes place in a radio station from the 1930s and 40s, and they're really learning an awful lot about the idea and the whole action of a radio show that was done live in front of an audience.
Very interesting. Yeah, back in the old days of old-time radio shows before television was big. Okay, so how does this compare? I mean, that's obviously a deviation, but how does it overall compare to the movie that everybody's so familiar with?
Well, I mean, the characters are the same for the most part, and it's split up amongst less actors than were in the movie, so we have some doubling of parts. Joe Landry, a Fairfield native, was the person who adapted the script, and it started out as a high school project in Fairfield and blew up into one of the highest, most popular scripts from the publishing company. They do the entire script standing in front of microphones, so the scenery is limited. They have to create all of this in their mind and create it for everyone with sound effects and everything.
Oh, very cool. All right, and so when we're going to have you guys do a little bit of quick acting, but for people who want to come see the show, West Haven, by the way, I got that. All right, right the second time. When and
West Haven High School. It's this coming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. It's December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Tickets are available from any of the cast members. They're available at the Stop and Shop in Elm Street Pharmacy in West Haven, and also at the high school, of course.
Very good. And Julia, Tommy, and Howard, take it away, you guys, all right?
Now, if you were some ordinary yokel, I would say you're doing fine. But George Bailey is intelligent, ambitious. He hates the building and loan almost as much as I do. He's been dying to get out of this town ever since he was born. A young man, the smartest one of the crowd, mind you, who has to sit by and watch his friends go places because he's trapped into flittering his life away playing nursery maid to a lot of garlic eaters. Do I paint a correct picture, George, or do I exaggerate?
What's your point, Mr. Potter?
My point is, you're the only man in town who's licked me. I want to hire you. Manage my affairs. I'll start you out at, say, $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year?
You wouldn't mind living in the nicest house in town, buying your wife a couple of business trips to New York a year, maybe once in a while Europe. You wouldn't mind that now, would you, George?
Would I? You're not talking to somebody else around here, are you? Are you sure you're talking to me? I'm George Bailey. Don't you remember me? The building and loan, remember?
Yes, George Bailey, whose ship has just come in, providing he has the brains enough to climb aboard.
Well, what about the building and loan?
Oh, confound it, man. I'm offering you a 3-year contract. $20,000 a year. Is it a deal or isn't it?
Mr. Potter, I know I ought to jump at the chance, but I wonder if you might give me 24 hours to think about it.
Sure. You go home. Talk to your wife.
Yeah, I'd like that.
In the meantime, I'll draw up the papers, and soon you'll be managing my affairs.
Your affairs? No, the answer's no, doggone it. You sit around here and you spin your little webs and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. In the whole vast configuration of things, I'd say you were nothing more than a scurvy little spider.
What did Mr. Potter want, George?
Nothing, just talk, nothing. Oh, gee, Mary Hatch, why in the world would you ever marry a guy like me anyway?
To keep from being an old maid.
I was going to see the world, I was going to build things, I was going to give you the moon. What have I given you? What have I given you? Not even a new dress, not for months. You could have married Sam Wainwright or anybody else in
I
town.
didn't want to marry anybody else in town. I want my baby to look like you.
You didn't even have a honeymoon. I promise you. You're what?
My baby,
You mean Mary, you're on the nest?
George Bailey Lasso Stork.
All right. Nice work, you guys. And how long is the show overall?
The show is about 2.5 hours long.
Wow, and you guys are fantastic. I just love the personification that you guys are putting into it. So once again, West Haven High School.
This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, December 5th, 6th, and 7th, 7:30 p.m. Tickets are available at the door and from the cast members and the school.
All right, thank you guys so much for coming in. You're